What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be doing a quick team building guide for the Super Saiyan 3 BARDOCK EZA here. I know that I am a little bit late on this. The event has already been live for a day or two here, so I don't know how helpful this guide is going to be. So we are going to make this kind of a short one. It's going to be a shorter one anyway, just because of the type effective category being storied figures, which is not a very large category. And there aren't too many different team builds that we're going to be able to take advantage of. So, yeah, we'll take a look at the few characters that I think are advantageous, and then we will switch over to in-game, and I'll show you guys some of the teams that I have built. So, yeah, the storied figures category, not very big. Only a few different leaders that we have the opportunity to use here. It is kind of difficult to build another, like, subcategory within it. You do have, you know, a few options, so, yeah, but definitely one of the smaller categories. Like, this is it right here. So, yeah, kind of tough. It is also always weird when you have these categories that are very heavily split between super and extreme, right? Categories are a lot easier to like meld together and make new categories within them when they end up being like all super type categories or all extreme type categories, right? So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the first unit, which is none other than the Tech BARDOCK, the new Dokkan Fest Tech BARDOCK. He is by far going to be the best leader for this. Even though he has type disadvantage, so he himself is not going to be doing a ton for the team, his leader skill alone is absolutely worth him being on the team, for sure. You can easily get a full 200% build out of the storied figures category here, right? Okay, so another really good leader here could be the Tapion and Minosha, as they are a storied figures lead as well. So they are, you know, going to be leading the entire category. They're only giving 150% to stats, where BARDOCK would be giving 170, and then the additional 30 to pure Saiyans. So you are going to be taking a little bit of a stat cut there, but you can also use a friend BARDOCK to make sure that you don't have that big of a stat cut. And then they're also a storied figures support and stuff, which is nice. So yeah, these guys could be pretty decent for the event as well. And then getting some additional damage reduction a little bit to help sponge some hits. They could definitely be pretty good. Okay, so then we have the physical BARDOCK here. So something to keep in mind is that you can only use one unit of the same name, right? So because if you're using the Tech BARDOCK as your leader, then you wouldn't be able to use this physical BARDOCK. But assuming that you don't have the physical, or that you don't have the Tech BARDOCK, which I'm sure a lot of people don't, then this physical BARDOCK would be a really, really good unit to run on the team. He's probably going to be one of the strongest physical attackers that you could bring in this EZA. So very, very advantageous to be able to bring him, because having type advantage is going to help him out a lot, and post-EZA, he can absolutely cook. Okay, so then we have the AGL Pycon. He's going to be a really, really solid support unit, providing some stats and key to the rotation, as well as having some dodge chance within his own kit there. So yeah, this guy can definitely be a good choice. Okay, then we have the AGL Tapion with the Hirudegarn transformation here. This guy is going to be really, really good, especially if you're running Tapion and Minosha on the team or as your leader, because they link up super, super well. They have most of the same links. Actually, let's see what they are. Brainiacs, Hero, Experienced Fighter, Revival, Transform, Solid Support, Fierce Battle, and then they were here. Hero, Experienced Fighter, Brainiac, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. So it looks like they share like 4 links, I think. Experienced Fighter, Brainiac, Solid Support, and Fierce Battle. And then, yeah, Cold Judgment, Hero. I don't think they had those. Oh, wait, he does have Hero. He just doesn't have Cold Judgment. So it's 5 links. They share 5 links. That's pretty good. Yeah, and this guy's going to be doing 50% damage reduction when your HP is 50% or more, I believe? Or no, just always, I'm sorry. Because he gets his transformation when your HP is 50% or less. So, yeah, good stuff. This guy is definitely going to be a solid defensive unit for you. Okay, so then, next up we have the INT Tora here. I actually wasn't able to pull this guy on the BARDOCK banner, so I don't have him, unfortunately, to be able to run, but this is one of the strongest units that you could run for sure, especially if you're going to be running all of the Team BARDOCK allies. It wasn't something I mentioned at the very beginning, but you definitely can just run the full free-to-play Team BARDOCK team if you wanted to, or, you know, switch out the Tech Team BARDOCK leader from, you know, the free-to-play INT LR. And then you could run this guy on the team as well. He would be one of the strongest, supports. He's going to be giving a ton of different support buffs to all of these units. And then he himself is still going to look very, very good, as he is like the newest banner unit in the game at the moment, right? So obviously he's going to perform at least somewhat decently. Okay, so then we have the INT King Vegeta. Now this is a more off-kilter pick for sure. He doesn't fit quite perfectly on the team, but he is definitely good enough to hold his own. Like, post-EZA, he has good attack stats and good defense, right? And then the part of his kit here where he gets an additional 10% stats per Pure Saiyan's category ally on the team, which is awesome. Because, so likely I would say it's probably smartest to run him only if you have a Pure Saiyan's build, right? If you've got mostly or all Pure Saiyan's cards, then definitely this guy could be a really, really solid option, especially because he is giving Pure Saiyan's category allies attack and defense 25%, so that is really good. Obviously, all the Vegeta's family, portions of his kit are going to be completely irrelevant, and then he does have some extra, stuns and stuff in here that obviously are going to be irrelevant for an EZA as well, but even not being able to use his full kit, he still will perform decently, I think. I think it was important for me to mention him too, because he's a free-to-play card, so everyone does have access to this unit if they wanted to use him. Okay, so then we've got this guy, Big Boy Mac Daddy Super Saiyan BARDOCK, that just got his EZA here on Global. Make sure you EZA him first if you're going to bring him into the event, but getting the great defense raise, on Super, and then having 318% defense at the beginning of the turn, giving 30% stats and 2 key to all allies, and then guards after receiving an attack, and gets additional defense when guard is activated. Like, oh my goodness. This guy is just a defensive monster. And he has type advantage, so he's not going to be taking any damage at all, and he is going to be a really, really solid support unit on top of that. So this is definitely one of the top picks for the team, for sure. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Physical Fasha. Same deal with her. She's going to be stacking up stats quite a bit as she receives attacks. But yeah, she will be absolutely cooking. She guards for 4 turns on top of having damage reduction, so that is just going to help her defend even better. And her attack stats can actually get pretty impressive, especially if you've got some other support units on the rotation. So yeah, definitely a really good pick for that as well. Okay, so without messing around anymore, let's go ahead and jump over to in-game, and we'll take a look at the teams that I put together. There aren't very many here, because it's a small category, so there aren't like a ton of units we're going to be able to take advantage of. Let's see, where do I got these? Right here. Okay, so this is the first team that I put together. Probably the strongest build. I believe this is the one that I am going to take down the event with. Yeah, lots of physical units on here, lots of support. As you can see, we just threw that like free-to-play Borgos on the team, and we have the Shugesh as well. But yeah, very, very well-rounded team. Everybody here is on the 200% portion of Bardock's leader skill, so this team works out very, very well. So this is an example of a build you could put together if you maybe didn't have some of those other units. Obviously some of them are free-to-play, but let's say you didn't have the Physical Fasha, you don't have, like, the INT Tora, which I don't have, right? Obviously, if you had the INT Tora, you could probably replace the Borgos or something on this team, and that would be better. But yeah, the main thing for this team is if you don't have the Tech Bardock, then using the Tapion and Minosha here could be a really good idea. This would be a very, very strong build for you as well. I didn't mention the Kid Buu because he's nothing like super interesting or really good. Same thing with the Super Saiyan 2 Bardock, but both of them are just decent units. They're on the category, and they could dish out some attack for you, so better than nothing, right? And then you can also run a crossover category team, because these Super Saiyan Bardocks are on crossover, so that's fun because there's a lot of heroes units that are on storied figures, so you can do a crossover team with, if you have this Super Saiyan 4 Bardock here. He's got, the 150% leader skill for that, and then yeah, I think you would just have to run another one as your friend lead for, because I have every unit on the crossover category, so I don't think I'd be missing anything here. But yeah, this could be another fun build. Oh, I suppose you could also run just a storied figures friend lead, but they wouldn't be getting his leader if they weren't on, if they weren't on crossover themselves. But yeah, I suppose that is possible, something that you could do. So yeah, I think those are all the teams that I've got here. There really aren't very many other options, so Hopefully you guys found this guide helpful if you are someone that has not yet cleared this EZA stage. And if you have already cleared this EZA stage and you are still watching this video, then let me know what stage you got to in the EZA before you stopped. Where you decided to stop on your EZA, or where you generally decide to stop on all your EZAs, because I know a lot of people, like myself, have a specific stage that they like to reach on every single one. For me, it's level 100 for now. So yeah, let me know how you guys did in this EZA if you've taken it down. That is going to do it for this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace!